Ronaldo breaks another record, the latest from the World Cup qualifiers, Barcelona to offer Koeman a new contract, and a transfer window wrap brought to you by our friends at cryptocurrency trading platform Bybit. All coming up on today's OneFootball Daily News. As I'm your host, Angelina Kelly, let's get into it. First up, and just when you thought that Cristiano Ronaldo was leaving the headlines, he has hit them once again with Portugal, as he has managed to accomplish arguably one of the greatest individual achievements, as yes, he has broken another record, as he has now scored the most goals in men's international football. So it is of course World Cup qualifiers, as Portugal faced the Republic of Ireland last night, and going into the game, Ronaldo was already level on 109 goals thanks to the Euro 2020 competition, which is the current record that Ali Daei does hold for the most goals scored by a man in international competition, something that he got between 1993 and 2006. So going into the game last night, I think that Ronaldo definitely did not want to just stay equal to this record, but to surpass it, and that's exactly what he did, as Portugal got a 2-1 win over the Republic of Ireland. And of course, yes, it was Ronaldo on the score sheet for both of the goals, as he got 2 late headers. He did get off to a bit of a rocky start, as he did miss a penalty earlier on in the game, but a great achievement for Ronaldo, and just another record that he has managed to break. However, if Ronaldo does want to break the all-time record, he does have a bit of a way to go. He's on 111 goals now, and it is currently Canadian player Christine Sinclair that holds the record with 187 goals, but it's Ronaldo, I wouldn't rule anything out. For Ronaldo, this is just the latest landmark push for the player to be considered one of the greatest footballers of all time. I mean, not only does he have this record now, but he also is the top scorer in the Champions League, the top scorer in European Championship history, and in European Championships and World Cups combined. And in his post-match interview, you could tell that he was not only happy that he managed to break the record, but that he did it with his national team. And it's just another example of why the player is world class. In the other World Cup qualifiers that took place last night, France were actually held to a 1-1 draw over Bosnia. This is the first game that they have played since, of course, they crashed out of Euro 2020. But it was a good game for Antoine Griezmann. Of course, he's just made that move to Atletico Madrid, and already it seems like his form is on the up, as he got France's goal. Meanwhile, for Kylian Mbappe, it looks like he may have picked up a bit of a knock or an injury with his calf. That is being assessed. And meanwhile, it was a bit of a bad night for France defender Jules Koundé. Maybe he's licking his wounds after not managing to get that move to Chelsea, but he will be even more upset, as of course he actually saw red for a late challenge, and France ended the game with 10 men. Meanwhile, for Scotland, they were absolutely outclassed by Denmark, as they got a 2-0 victory over the nation. Now, I think it's safe to say that the game was won and lost in the first 15 minutes, as Denmark's 2 goals came within 93 seconds of each other. Scotland had a bit of a nightmare at Euro 2020. They didn't actually manage to get a win, and now it's looking like they may not even qualify for the World Cup in Qatar in 2022. So in their group, they need to either finish in the top position to automatically get qualification for the World Cup, or they need to finish second in order to get to the next round of qualification. Denmark are currently sat at the top of the group. I don't think that Scotland will be able to dethrone them, but it is actually Israel that are currently in the second spot, and it's going to take a lot of hard work from Scotland if they want to get into that position and try and get to the World Cup. Another game that took place last night was between the Netherlands and Norway, which ended in a 1-1 draw. For the Netherlands, this was their first game with Louis van Gaal back at the helm of the nation after the Euro 2020 competition that didn't quite go their way, and of course saw Frank de Boer get the sack. Now, for the Netherlands, there was a little bit of rocky defending at times, which of course meant that Norway managed to find the back of the net, and you guessed it, it was Erling Haaland, of course, for his nation that managed to score that goal. Meanwhile, Virgil van Dijk was back in action for the Netherlands. It was great to see him return, as he of course missed the Euros with that injury, and he actually managed to pick up another injury last night. But don't worry, Liverpool fans, it is not going to affect him playing for you guys, as it was only a dislocated finger. And as for tonight's game, Sweden will prepare to take on Spain. Euro 2020 champions Italy will be playing Bulgaria, and Hungary will prepare to play England. So next up, and according to Marca, it seems like Barcelona could be considering to offer their manager Ronald Koeman a contract extension if certain conditions are met. So Koeman's current contract does expire in June 2020. 2022. And I'm not too sure if you can count his time at Barcelona so far as a success, as it has of course been a very difficult period. There have been a couple of players that have departed. Of course he has managed to win a piece of silverware and there have been moments of greatness, but I think at the end of the day he has just been managing to steer this Barcelona ship in what has arguably been one of the most difficult periods of their history in recent years, as of course they prepare to face a new era without Lionel Messi. So the first out of 3 conditions that the powers that be at Barcelona are setting is trophies. This is going to be a massive thing for Koeman's future. Now, the club have stated that they would really like a La Liga trophy. Quite a big ask when you look at some of the talent in La Liga. They believe that the Copa del Rey is simply not enough, so that is one thing that they are saying. However, they are being slightly realistic in that they do not expect Barcelona to be winning the Champions League this season. The second condition of his future is down to young talent. Of course, bringing Barcelona academy players through to the first team is such a big part of the club and what they represent. And I think that Koeman did a good job last season. He was praised for bringing a couple of players through, especially Ilyas Moriba. Of course, that didn't work out and he has departed to RB Leipzig. But even this season, I mean, only a few games in and he has already given a few debuts to some young talent. And the third condition is that Barcelona want to see this team mirroring the club's attacking style of play, which I think will be a little bit of a difficult task for Koeman, especially when you compare the Barcelona teams of late with this current Barcelona team, as of course, if we're being completely honest, there is a lack of squad depth. They have lost quite a bit of quality over the summer. So yeah, this one will be a tough one for Koeman. So according to Marca, the main motivation from Barcelona to give him this contract extension is to do with the dressing room. Of course, if he is a manager that is given an extension, what this means is that the players will probably respect him a little bit more, as he's not just a manager with an expiration date that's set to depart in the summer anyway. However, one good piece of news coming out of Barcelona is that the number 10 shirt has been handed over to the next generation. Of course, Lionel Messi has been wearing the number 10 shirt since Ronaldinho departed from the club, and now it has been handed over to Ansu Fati. I think it's safe to say that he is one of the brightest stars in Barcelona at the moment. He's such an exciting young talent. Of course, he has been out with an injury since 2020, but he's looking to get back to full fitness, and I think this is a really great offer from Barcelona to give him this number 10 shirt, to say that they trust him with the legacy that this shirt represents, and I'm excited to see what Fati brings to this season. And now we have our transfer window wrap, brought to you by our friends at cryptocurrency trading platform Bybit. And first up, according to ESPN, although Manchester United have of course purchased Cristiano Ronaldo, they believe that this is not going to deter them from trying to get Erling Haaland next summer. Over at Barcelona, and although Ousmane Dembele is still recovering from a hamstring injury that he picked up at Euro 2020, he and Barcelona are set to sit down and discuss some contract negotiations. And speaking of Barcelona, they of course tried to get RB Leipzig player Dani Olmo on transfer deadline day for about £50 million. This was rejected, and reportedly the Catalan club are going to try and get the player again in January. And finally, Radamel Falcao is back in La Liga for the first time since he departed from Atletico Madrid in 2013, as he is now playing for Rayo Vallecano. So that's it for today's OneFootball Daily News. As always, check out all the other content that we've got here, and until next time, I will see you all later.